Hey guys, Jay here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Astral Vision and how this can enhance your healing in PvP, and also give you guys some tips on some settings that I use personally to help with Astral Vision. Now this video is specifically for Astral Vision, and it can be helpful for both people on console and people outside of console too, on PC. And so basically I'm on console, so I'm going to be walking through some of the settings that I have, so I hope this helps you guys out. But as we get into this, let's talk about why Astral Vision is important. So Astral Vision is important because we're able to heal teammates outside of our party, and so we can customize these settings to make sure we're healing, specifically our guild mates, or we can heal people that are in our friendly guild. We can heal our guild leader specifically, and I'll show you guys how to do that. But essentially, let's get right into it, guys. Okay, so if you're on console, right, and I'm going to be talking about console just for a second. If you're on console, how you activate it is if you look at the bottom left-hand side there, you'll see a little radar and then some buttons, right? So mine is left trigger. It might be L2 on the PlayStation, but essentially you hit that, you hold left trigger, plus you hit X, and this will automatically use your Astral Vision, and you'll be able to see this little radar pop up. That means your Astral Vision is active. So now we look on the right side, and you'll see at the top right underneath the map, we can see that the Astral Vision is actively going and it's picking up players. Now, how do I actually customize these? Well, let's get into that. So if you're on console again, and it's going to be different for PC. But you guys will know your settings on PC. So basically for console, I hold the left trigger or the L2, and when I'm on quick menu 1, I want to click the stick in to go to quick menu 2, and we can kind of scroll around this wheel and look at, okay, our auto Astral Vision, we can turn this off. Currently it's on because you can see the little blinking radar. But now we want to go into the Astral Vision settings. So when we open up the settings, you'll notice that mine probably look a little bit different than yours because I've been doing some customizing, and I want to get into this whole customization. This is going to be specifically for healers, but I'm going to be talking about how it can be useful for my DPS and tanks out there as well. So essentially, you can have different presets. So this is probably more what your guys looks like, is the preset C for me. And so we'll go over that. So basically, we have different priorities that are on our Astral Vision. And so basically what this means is whatever is check marked, that's what Astral Vision is going to be picking up. And so this is super important because if you guys have ever just used Astral Vision, you'll notice that it just overwhelms you with so many different things that you just don't really care about in a PvP situation. And so for me, basically as a healer, my main priorities are trying to heal teammates, right? So it is important to have, the enemy on there if you'd like to see where they're at, see if there's a guild advisor or the guild leader of an opposing guild. That's important. But for me as a healer, I'm going to be primarily focused on healing teammates. And the best way to do that is by looking at these priority lists. So essentially, the settings that I'm going to recommend for my healers are getting rid of feuds. You can keep friends on if you want, but I also get rid of friends. And then you also get rid of boss, special objects, blocked. And then I keep interests on, and I'll explain that in a little bit here. So then I go down to normal priority, and I don't really care about who I'm being attacked by for my Astral Vision. So I want to keep on friendly guilds and my guild. These two, you don't have to go with friendly guilds if you don't want to. However, I found it to be pretty helpful if I'm in a situation where there's more friendly guild members around me than my guild itself. And also, you could do my party. I personally don't do this because the reason why you would is because what happens is you can look in front of me on the screen that when you have Astral Vision on, it actually puts a number on the people that are being picked up by the Astral Vision. This can be helpful for the party, but for me, I think it just adds a little bit extra clutter, and so I'm going to minimize that and not do my party. For monsters, guys, I would just turn this off. I mean, if you're in an open world PvP situation, you're just going to pick up monsters, and it's just going to clutter the rest of your Astral Vision. So yeah, basically, guys, I'm just doing interests, I'm doing friendly and my guilds to make sure that those are the people that I'm focusing on healing. Now, if you're a DPS or a tank, you might want to switch interests to feuds to make sure that you are feuding the right people on the enemy team to target them and things like that. And then same with DPS, you could do under attack by if you're getting attacked by someone. But realistically, you probably would just want to keep on feuds and then maybe your guild members as well. But as a DPS, you're focused on killing the enemy, so these probably wouldn't be necessary for you. But either way, I would get rid of all monsters because that's just going to clutter. Okay, moving down to the auto astral vision interval, what this means is whatever seconds you have it on, that's how many seconds it'll take between each astral vision pulse. And so basically it's not a visual thing. You can see it right off the gate. So I'm going to close my astral vision for a second. So you can see this pulse take place, right? That basically, that blue pulse is happening every 3 seconds or whatever you have it, whatever interval you have. Now for me, I recommend just doing 3 seconds because this allows us to pick up our teammates that are, needing more extra healing. The reason why you'd probably want to increase this is if you wanted to make sure that the people that you're healing stay on that. So for example, if I'm healing, a couple of my guild mates and then those guild mates kind of run out of my astral vision, this pulse will be too quick and I won't be able to figure out how much healing they have. I have to wait. So you might want to keep 15 seconds if you want more sustained healing. But for me, I'm just going to keep this on 3 seconds because of how dynamic world PvP is. Okay, and then the next thing is astral vision range. So this is totally personal preference, but to be honest, guys, 40 meters is good. But in my opinion, I put mine at 25 meters. And the reason why I do this is when you have a 40 meter range, I mean, that's a decently large range. So for example, I'm going to show you guys what a 40 meter range looks like. I have some friendly guild guys here, so I'm going to use them as an example. If you look over on the right side, you'll see how many meters away I can actually, pick someone up. And then you'll look at right when I go outside that meter, then they're going to disappear from my astral vision. The reason why I personally don't want to use 40 meters for a healer is because I can't be effective at 40 meters, but I can be effective at 25 meters. And so this is totally personal preference. But for example, I don't want to see someone that's 40 meters away because I'm going to look over at my astral vision and I'm going to see that, oh no, they're weak. But guess what? I can't use any of my skills on them because they're so far away. So therefore, it's just extra clutter for me personally. Now, you could increase the range again if you have an interest on you, like a guild leader. You want to know where your guild leader's at. Sure, that could be effective. But for me, because everything is happening at such a fast rate, I want to keep mine at 25 meters because that's where I can be effective with, my flash waves and things like that. And so basically, as you can see here, like I'm within the 25 meters and right when I hit 26, it dips out. But when I walk back in, every 3 seconds, it'll pick up my friendly. And then that is where I can actually heal someone. So once you have that setting, the very last thing that we want to talk about is the astral vision cinematics duration. So again, I would just keep this at, the cinematics is that pulsing that happens. And so I would just keep that at every 3 seconds. And then also, for me personally, the black and white astral vision effect, I actually turn this off. And the reason why is because it just creates so much clutter on the screen. So like basically, I'll show you guys for an example, turn this off and then I'll turn it on and you see how everything kind of turns black and white and it highlights. Now that could be useful for you if that's something you want. But for me personally, I actually just turn this off because I think it just gets a little bit too distracting. And so this is what it looks like without. So it just pulses, still highlights people, but it doesn't turn my whole screen black and white. So again, that's a personal preference thing. But yeah, so now that we have all of our settings, I'll talk about interest in it here in a second, but how do we actually heal people? Okay, So on controller, this is where it gets really, tough. And this is where, it's going to take a lot of practice. But thankfully, we have the new war games that are out, which I think is going to be really, a really good thing and a really great place to practice your astral vision. So essentially, how we actually heal people is if you look over on the right side, it'll say control mode, right? For me, it's my Y. I believe on PlayStation, it's triangle. And then for my PC guys, you guys can just click people and make it super easy. So how I do this is I hold my Y button in, and now I'm able to cycle through everyone who's in my astral vision, right? So this is where we can actually heal them. So basically, let's say, for example, my guy over here, Ghost Spartan, right? He's number 1. Right now it's switching around because there's so many different people. So try to get him in a place where it's just him and maybe one other. So basically, I'm in this guy's range. I can go to Heaven Hound over there as well. But now that I've highlighted over him, then I click A, which I think it's X for PlayStation. And now if you'll look next to my health bar at the very top, you'll see that I have his health bar highlighted. Now that he's actually highlighted, this is where I can actually give him healing, which is pretty cool, right? So as you can see, now I'm healing him while he is under my target. So what this means for us guys is you can only single target heal. I can't heal in an AoE for these teammates. For example, even if I have him targeted and I shoot my flash wave, it's not going to heal him. Same if I use my Clay Salvation, it's not going to heal him. The only time it's going to heal him is if I have single target healing. So I want you guys to note that. But I can give him every single target heal that I have, making sure that he's staying alive. So with that, right, that's why it gets a little bit tricky when we're using it on console, because you have to click so many different buttons to use. So, basically, Astral Vision is not for the faint of heart. If this is really going to elevate your healing if you're able to pull it off, but it can also be really tricky because of our UI. Now, currently, there's no way to change our UI to, change the location of where our health bars are. And so basically keep that in mind. But yeah, guys, so that's basically how we heal someone is we target them. So say again, I'm in this Astral Vision and I see, oh, I got so many teammates here. I hold Y and I quickly cycle through all of these to make sure that, okay, he's taking damage. Number 5 is taking damage. So I'm going to quickly click on him. And then now, oops. Yeah, so there we go. I'm going to click on him. And then now I can heal him when he's in a massive group of people. Right, and so that's kind of why I want to keep this up. Now, again, with the whole like meters and things like that, you have to be within 25 meters to make this effective. But as you can see how quickly this is cycling through different people as people come in and out, that's why I want to keep it at a lower range so that I don't get all this clutter that's happening. Because imagine if you had it at 40 meters, now you're getting like, however many dozens of players cycling in and out. So I only want to be able to heal the people that I can be most effective with. Okay, so now that we have Astral Vision all set up, we know how to use it. Now I'm going to really quickly talk about our interests. Okay, and then this will be the last thing, and then hopefully this helped you guys out. So interests, the reason why I want to put interests on is because I'm able to pick specific people that when they show up in my Astral Vision, I can heal them. And so essentially for me, this is going to be like my guild leader. This is going to be the guild advisors. This is going to be probably some other key healers that we have in the guild. And how we do this, right, is I'll go to guild, and then I go to members, and you can click your members. So essentially right now, I have him as an interest. Excuse me. My guild leader, basically it's like, okay, whenever my guild leader is within my range, I want to make sure I pick him up, right? And so how we do that is we click their name, and then we just simply go over to add interest. And essentially what that means is every time my guild leader runs within my 25-meter range, he pops up in my Astral Vision. And so this is really helpful because, yes, this could, essentially you could have this because it's already on your guild. But say, for example, you're in a friendly guild and you want to add an interest. So say, for example, this guy, he's in the guild, or in a guild that I am a part of, or that I'm in a guild alliance with. Then I can go to his guild and then add his guild leader as an interest. So it kind of works both ways. I just throw my guild leaders on there just in case something crazy happens, and my advisors. But just know that you can go to your friendly guild and add an interest, and that allows you to, whenever your friendly guild leaders enter your range, then you're able to heal him as well. And so again, that's all personal preference of who you would want to put in your interest, but that's why I always have interests on, just to make sure that I'm healing most effectively. But yeah, guys, I really hope this helped you out. I hope it wasn't too long or extensive, but I really wanted to get this out as I've been getting questions on it, but also War Games is here, so we're able to practice this a lot more effectively. And so once we're done with Astral Vision, guys, you just hold the left trigger for me, L2 for PlayStation, and then hold X, and then it closes out. But now every time I'm in a guild versus guild situation, I'm way over here, I'm going to pop my Astral Vision on. I see people are highlighted. Now I can quickly hold Y, and then I can cycle through people as I'm, trying to heal them. Oh, one of my teammates is here, so I click him real quick, and then now I can heal him effectively while I'm also keeping track of my party. So remember, guys, it's going to be pretty tricky to do this, but if you can master this, this will just make you, the best healer you can. And if you're a DPS, this will help you with your targeting if you want to target the enemy advisors and guild leaders as well. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I really hope this helped you out. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions. I'd like to know your guys' settings too. Again, this is all going to be personal preference with the vision range. I just do mine at a lower one so I don't get overwhelmed by people that are too far away from me. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.